wanted to chat with you today about, now I did a video yesterday on essentially going back to your ex after a breakup, and I asked the question, should you go back to your ex after a breakup? And I wanted to chat with you today about, now I did a video yesterday on essentially going back to your ex after a breakup. Most all of you guys said no, including me. Now, today I'm here to tell you why you should not go back to your ex after a breakup and why it's a really bad idea. So, guys, I think you got to remember, if you go back to your ex after a breakup because she wants you to, then she knows that you're going to do whatever she wants you to do whenever she wants you to do it. Because she just has to say, oh, I want you back, and you're like, oh, okay, baby, you can have me back. It's like, no, that's the wrong thing to say to her. What you say to her is no. Because not only will that free you from the confines of a relationship which never worked to begin with, right? And like, if I've got a car, right, and I have an accident in that car, and I crack the chassis, then the integrity of that entire framework is completely compromised. So what happens when the car comes to me and goes, oh, I'm sorry, I really missed it when you drove me. Can you drive me again? I'm not gonna be like, oh, sure, baby, I'll come back and I'll drive you. And then the car might fall in half, and then I'm the one that ends up dying. It's a shit idea, right? You wouldn't do it. So why would you do the same with this and with this? By the way, guys, I don't work for this company anymore. So anyone watching this who thinks they're going to dox me, forget it. It's not going to work. They won't even remember who I am. It was years ago. Yeah, so you've got that analogy, right? And now you've got some real examples. In the last day, one of the MGTOW content producers, no longer calls himself MGTOW, but did for quite some time, went back to his ex-wife's house, and that ended in a domestic violence allegation where he got arrested, and he now can't go into the house to get his stuff, including his computer and all of his gear. So that didn't turn out well. And I remember a girl that I was seeing for a while, and then because I wouldn't commit to her, she then went and dated another guy with the same name as me, who also rode a motorcycle, who also had a tattoo on his back. I called him Sydney 2.0. But it was kind of like one of those movies where the sequel isn't as good as the original. Anyway, he was a bit of a dick, and she ended up coming crying back to me, and she saw me, she spent time with me for a while, and then I broke my foot, and I couldn't ride her around every day on the motorbike, right? I couldn't take her on little rides and drives everywhere. About 3 days in, she was at the hospital, and she was saying, oh, you know, I've been such a good girlfriend to you, and, you know, it's like, you know, I come all the way down to the hospital to see you, and it's like, she didn't even have an explanation. Everything was like. Didn't even have an explanation for why she was mad. But all she knew was that she wasn't happy about not getting to go for those motorcycle rides, or the rides in Sydney for that matter. And she ended up monkey branching onto the next dude, who happened to be a scuba diving instructor, and she wanted to learn how to scuba dive. Funny that, how hypergamy works. You know, it's not about what the woman can do for you, it's about what you can do for the woman. And that's proven to be the case throughout the centuries for almost all of mankind. Well, I would say all of mankind, actually, because that's just inherently how we are pre-programmed. So she monkey branched off me. Of course, this was back in my blue pill days. I had no clue why this was happening or what I'd done wrong. You know, I thought that everything was like short-circuiting my head. I didn't get this, right? And I know most of you guys in the same boat. Like, you don't get it. A lot of you do, but a lot of you don't, and that's cool. Like, I'm here to tell you guys that you not getting the way that women think is not, it's not a bad thing, right? Like, it's a bad thing if you don't do anything about learning, but it's not a bad thing because you're not expected to know. These are lessons that you have to learn in order to get to the point you need to get to, where you can be like, I get it now. Now I understand, right? So don't be mad at yourself for that, guys, and smash that thumbs up while you're at it. So the next thing, and this is probably going to be the best realization for you, because you can hear other people's stories till the cows come home, but typically it's not until you experience something that you actually go, okay, wow, I get it now. Like, I really grasp this and I understand it. So what I want you to ask yourself is, have I ever seen anyone go back to their ex, or have I ever gone back to an ex, and how did that work out? Because if you guys, honestly, if you guys can genuinely come to me with one real example of someone going back to a relationship that broke up because of jealousy or because of any sort of disconnect between the two people, like serious disconnect, right? I want you to try and find one example of a couple ever getting back together and it working, right? Daniel Corica right now says didn't work out for him. Exactly, right? That's exactly my point. Didn't work out for me. Black Eagle says my ex tried to move in with me when I moved away from her. There we go. And if she moved in with you after you moved away from her, then you would have had to move away from her again. Right? It all sounds like a great idea. It's all roses, you know, it's all oh, you know, I missed you. Until shit goes bad again. And the reason that the breakup happened to begin with was because it sucked in the beginning. It's not going to unsuck itself just because you want it to. You separated for a reason. But most guys, it cost them a ton of money. Daniel Ramirez says the same shit happened to me. Cave Creature says cost me a lot of money. Live Free says you separated for a reason. Right? And the person that I'm dedicating this video to, and you know who you are, I want you to read through the comments from these men. Right? Richard Teal, spot on topic and message. Same for me, never go back. Right? Listen to these men. They've been through it. They know what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I know it. I understand the female psyche. And when they ask you to go back, it never works. And it's even worse when you ask them to come back, because you're even more of a simp. Right? Because you're literally saying, hey baby, please come back. Please let me spend more money and time and resources on you. Please let me get my heart broken again, because I know that you're not going to be attracted to me since I'm not a confident man. I know that you're not going to continue to be attracted to me because I beg for pussy. Right? Enslaved says me and my ex broke up 20 times every time we got back together, and I could see her love was less and less for me every time. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's my point. That's my point, guys. So I guess that's what I want to say about the matter. That's what I want to say. So if you're thinking about getting back with your ex, if you've ever done it, or if you know someone who's thinking about it or has done it, they need to see this video. So guys, share this video with your friends. Share this, you might think about this video in 6 months' time when you see a friend thinking about getting back with their ex. You go back and you share that video with them, or best still, share it with them now so they don't make that mistake in 6 months. Abort mission, as T-Gypt King just said. That's right. That's right. And Justin Squire says, just glad I dated some really spoiled brat entitled game playing women who just hung off my wallet. Never again. That's right, Justin, because you learned the lesson. I learned the lesson. Winner Fresh Second Channel says it made me depressed and feel terrible when it happened to him. Right? And Daniel says he saved so much money and time now that he's free from the plantation. That's right. All right, guys, look, I've said enough. Oh, and we've got another one as well. Dear Raphael, seemed like I didn't care even after all the time and energy I spent on her. Take the advice of these guys in the comments. Take the advice. Please do yourself a favor. All right, guys, I'm going to bounce for now. If you want to check out my Patreon, feel free to donate $1 or $2 a month. I'd really appreciate it to help with the costs involved in this channel, because there are costs. There's purchasing papers. There is buying credit. I do it for the love, but if you can help out, it'd be much appreciated. If not, that's totally cool. All right, man, I'm out. But until next time, peace.